All right, welcome back to my channel. Just my 2 cents. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, share, and like because we are about to dive into this explosive tell all coming straight from Jasmine, a former neighbor of Mahogany Jackson from the Jacksons of Atlanta. And listen, she's not just talking, she is bringing receipts. I have a link to her explosive video below. Please like, subscribe, and listen to everything that she has to say. Okay? Please check it out below in the description area. So, for those who have been watching this family for years, seeing their kids grow up, experiencing their surprise gender reveals, and following their journey, things just weren't adding up. We noticed that the kids were appearing less in content, the parents were front and center. And then there were concerns about neglect, small food portions, and even developmental delays for all 6 kids, not just one or two. And then we started digging. And we found out that Mahogany and Justin had a daycare center in Lynchburg, Virginia, that was shut down due to child neglect. So let that sink in. At this point, we've had enough evidence, statements, videos, and history to see a pattern of neglect and deception. But instead of focusing on the past, let's break it all down and talk about what's happening right now. And when I say that there has been other allegations, take a look at the video below from Sonway Reviews, who was a hired contractor who had been around the kids, been around the family intimately for over a month, and he shares what he observed. And all of his allegations were shocking. So once again, let's take a look at what's happening now with the next allegation that has come out. So Jasmine, who used to be Mahogany Jackson's neighbor, dropped some serious tea, and not just "I heard this" kind of tea. She brought receipts. So let's go through the major points she exposed. Okay. Number one, allegedly, Mahogany is neglecting her kids, just as we thought. Jasmine claims that Mahogany leaves her kids home alone for hours, locks them in rooms, and barely interacts with them.
There was this one particular day where I told her that I would be busy and I couldn't watch the kids. So, and mind you, she does not park her car in the garage. She parks her car outside because she has a bunch of things in her garage. So I know when she's at home and when she's not at home. So this one particular day, my kids are in the back playing and they say, "Mom, the kids are at the back door crying." And I'm like, "What? They crying?" So I go to the back door, y'all, and it's 4 of them that are downstairs just at the window, soggy diapers, looking hungry. I want to post that video as well because I'm not lying about that. These kids are at home by themselves. That's home. In the window. I'm like, I know she did not leave these kids at home. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe she ran to the gas station. Maybe she did that. When I tell y'all, about 3 to 4 hours went by and she still was not home. I literally contemplated on calling the police on her because it's like, why are you leaving these little babies at home by themselves? And mind you, this was one of the days, you know, her 2 oldest kids are in school. So this is one of the days where she had another neighbor come pick them up and watch them and had the other kids in the house, the little kids. I ended up calling the cops. Right before I was about to call the cops, she ended up pulling up. And this was about 4 hours later, y'all.
Listen, I don't care what your situation is, leaving babies at home, alone, unfed, and in soggy diapers, that's beyond irresponsible. That's dangerous. These are not just rumors. Jasmine has videos, timestamps, eyewitness accounts, and she even showed footage of kids crying at the window, left alone for hours. If this is true, this is neglect. Jasmine also shared that Mahogany allegedly had a monitor system set up so that she could watch her kids from her phone while she went to the gym. However, the monitor didn't even work properly, so these kids were truly alone for hours. Sonway Reviews said the same exact thing, and that was almost a year ago. And let's not forget the lack of proper meals. Jasmine revealed that when she babysat the kids, they were extremely hungry, eating multiple plates of food and still asking for more.
But I did end up watching them. They were with me for about 5 hours. I made them dinner. She didn't leave any diapers, so their diapers were wet for a few hours. So I made them dinner, and there was this one thing that stuck out to me. They just kept wanting to eat. They kept wanting to eat. I gave them about 2 plates. I gave them 2 apples, like each of them 2 apples to eat, and they were like still like they were constantly still hungry. So I was like, babe, like these kids can eat a lot. They ate more than us. And he was like, yeah. And mind you, her kids are very little. They're very small. So to me, it looks like that she's not feeding them as much as she should. I mean, she's probably feeding them, but she's not feeding them as much as she should as a mother, especially with them being so small. So that was another thing that I found kind of funny.
She suspects that they're not getting enough to eat on a regular basis. That was another observation that we had made. Mahogany would open the pantry, and there would be next to no snacks in the pantry. There would be next to no food in the refrigerator. And when we would see her serve her kids some food, they were very small portion sizes that didn't make sense for the age and the weight of these children. The next thing that was brought to us was the financial struggles and the fake flexing online. On the surface, she's living a lavish lifestyle. Hair done, nails done, professional photo shoot. But behind the scenes, her car got repoed. She's struggling to pay her bills and got an eviction notice served on the door.
I mean, that he's not helping with any bills. She ended up having to go on food stamps because they were running low on money. I was asking her, like, why is he still living with you? Like, why are you allowing this to happen?
Jasmine even caught the moment when the sheriff delivered the eviction notice, with Mahogany rushing to snatch it off the door as if she could hide it from the world. Gotcha, Mahogany. We know you don't have money like that, so I have no idea why you created that video about a year ago searching and looking for a Tesla and actually sat down at the Tesla dealership while they worked up the financial numbers for you to buy the Tesla. You have no income coming in, and that can allow you to afford to purchase a Tesla. Anybody with 2 eyes can see that, except for her loyal, blind followers. Okay? Meanwhile, she's dropping $3,500 on hair, makeup, and photo shoots, while her kids allegedly don't even have proper beds to sleep in. And let's not even get started on the book she keeps re-releasing. Changing the cover does not make it a new book, Mahogany. Okay? Have you guys noticed all of the photos that this woman takes online? There's no product that she's selling. There are no partnerships happening. There's no TikTok shop. There's so much money that she is leaving on the table. I have no idea why she's doing it. But she does have a high follower count on her channels, but there's nothing being sold to us. She's not influencing us to purchase anything because she's not selling anything. The only thing she's been focusing on is the re-release of a book that she wrote back in 2020, 5 years ago, and she changed the cover of the book. Now, when you go to Amazon, you see the same old book with the same old cover. I don't know about you, but I don't like people playing in my face. So anyway, the next thing that Jasmine has brought to the forefront is that Mahogany is exploiting her kids for content. And we have been saying this. Those are content kids over there, okay? They kept producing children after children after children for content to increase their numbers on the family channel, okay? And I'm telling you, this part, it's sickening. Jasmine claims that Mahogany only engages with her kids for content. Once the cameras are off, the kids are sent away while she goes about her life. And guess what? Other people have come forward with the same claims. Soundwave reviews. Same identical story. This isn't just one person saying this. There's a pattern. And we've seen this before with influencers exploiting their kids for views and engagement. Have you heard of the 8 passengers case? That Utah family was exposed for neglecting their kids, and the mom ended up arrested for child abuse. Jasmine even described how Mahogany would receive PR packages, those are free gifts, and pretend they were birthday presents for her kids. Imagine getting a free trampoline and making it seem like you bought it as a thoughtful gift for your child. Stop the cap. So now let's zoom out for a second. This isn't just about Mahogany Jackson. This is a bigger problem with influencer culture. We live in a time where people are curating their lives to look perfect for likes and followers. They rent designer clothes, stage luxury vacations, and fake happiness just to keep up an image. And the worst part, people believe it. They buy into the illusion thinking, wow, she really got it all together. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, the reality is a mess. But here's the thing, people don't just follow influencers, they trust them. And when that trust is built on a lie, it's manipulation. If you're going to be an influencer, at least be honest. It's okay to say, hey, I'm struggling right now, or things aren't perfect. That actually makes people relate to you more. And not only be honest, but also influence us to actually buy something. Do you have a product or a service to sell? No. There's nothing that's influencing us to purchase anything. And do you remember, for years, they would spend money on these big, elaborate gender reveals and photo shoots. And I mean, the video production would be high quality. Soundway Reviews was one of the videographers. High quality production. They would have a full glam team. They would fly places like Miami. They would rent out Airbnbs. Meanwhile, we were thinking to ourselves, well, where are the kids? Where's the kid content? We're here for the kids. We want to see those cute little babies. And then they kept telling us that they were going to have twins, and people noticed on the sonogram that there was only one child in her belly. And then people started to get real confused about the actual delivery date because Mahogany it just wasn't making sense. Like, things were not adding up timeline wise. And then finally, she gives birth to her one child, right? And everybody was like, yeah, one kid. That's what we thought you were going to have. Why were you telling us that you were going to have twins? So she lied to us. And then they come online and they tell us that the other twin has passed. Then they continued to make content, happy-go-lucky content, like nothing happened. There was no funeral, no ceremony. And then what made it even more frustrating was that her followers would excuse the behavior and stick up for them and say, oh, it's okay that they don't have a funeral. People grieve differently, leave them alone. No, that doesn't make sense. This is a family channel. It's a vlog. It's supposed to be reality. It's going into their personal lives. None of this makes sense. And you guys should be questioning things. People love to live in la la land. And I don't understand why. This man actually came online and faked the death of a child that was never conceived. This is just my 2 cents. Listen, y'all, at the end of the day, I don't know Mahogany personally, but based on everything Jasmine said, and some reviews said, it's giving fraudulent behavior. If these allegations are true, it's not just messy, it's harmful. Leaving kids alone? Dangerous. Spending thousands on vanity while struggling financially? Irresponsible. Using kids for content, but allegedly neglecting them in real life? Unacceptable. And let's not forget the husband in this situation. He's no saint either. Jasmine had a video of them fighting in the streets, literally cussing each other out in the streets.
We heard a lot of commotion outside, and mind you, my husband, we have an office in the front, and he has 2 windows, so he can see everything. So he looks out the window, and it's them 2 fighting, like literally fighting. She ended up going in the street and was like punching him in the head, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, you need to report that just in case. You just never know, so report that. So I'm gonna have a video. That fight, I didn't say anything to her because I didn't want her to think that I was in her business, but y'all are literally in the street fighting. So of course people are going to be in your business.
This is happening outside. Imagine what's happening and what's going on inside. So much to unpack with this family. There's so much that does not make sense. And let me be clear, if you're one of these people who are going to jump into my comment section explaining the developmental delays of your child and when they were potty trained, I don't want to hear it. We're talking about 6 children. You're going to jump into my comments section and tell me that I'm keeping a Black woman down. I don't want to hear about it. I am shedding light on these children who are being neglected. I am not going to sit here and lift up an alleged abuser while the victims are being victimized. Not in this lifetime or the next. And I want to say to you, you're focused on the wrong thing. Get yourself together. So outside of those people, I want to hear from the rest of y'all. Do you think Jasmine's claims are credible? Believe influencers should be held accountable for false realities? Have you followed someone online and later realized their life wasn't what it seemed? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I know this is about to be a conversation. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss more content like this. That's it for today. I'll see you in the next one. That's just my 2 cents.